Most travelers over 60 treat long-haul economy flights like something to endure, not something to prepare for strategically. They book the cheapest ticket, pack whatever fits, and hope for the best. Then they arrive at their destination exhausted, swollen, stiff, and already behind on recovery. The flight becomes the worst part of the trip instead of just the beginning. But long flights in economy do not have to wreck your body or ruin the first few days of your vacation. The difference is not luck, it is preparation. By the time you finish watching, you will know exactly how to choose the right seat without overpaying, what to wear that actually prevents swelling and discomfort, how to sleep without prescription medication, what to eat and drink that keeps your energy stable instead of crashing, and how to arrive feeling better than most passengers half your age. You will also learn the mistakes that make flights harder than they need to be, including the one thing most travelers do in the first hour that sets them up for misery later. These are not luxury hacks. These are practical strategies that work in economy class on any airline. The first decision happens weeks before you board, and it is the seat you choose. Most people either pick randomly or pay extra for exit rows without understanding what they actually need. After 60, your priority is not just legroom. It is circulation, bathroom access, sleep position, and how often you get trapped by other passengers. The single worst choice is the window seat, unless you are someone who sleeps the entire flight and never needs to get up. If you are like most older travelers, you will need to move every 90 minutes to 2 hours to keep circulation healthy and prevent stiffness. A window seat means disturbing 2 people every time. That hesitation keeps you seated longer than you should be, and that increases swelling and discomfort. The aisle seat is better for almost everyone over 60. You control your movement. You stretch when you want. You walk when you need to. You do not wait for permission, but not every aisle seat is equal. Avoid the aisle in the last few rows near the galley and bathrooms. It sounds convenient, but the noise, light, foot traffic, and people leaning on your seat make rest nearly impossible. The best aisle seats are in the middle of the cabin, a few rows behind the wing, where movement is easier but noise is manageable. If your airline offers advanced seat selection for free, spend the time choosing wisely. If they charge for seat selection, compare the cost to the value. Paying $15 or $20 to guarantee an aisle seat you chose is usually smarter than saving the fee and getting assigned a middle seat in the back. Before we continue, tell me in the comments what country you are watching from, and whether you prefer aisle or window seats on long flights. Many travelers reading the comments are trying to decide right now. The second mistake happens during packing, and it centers on what you wear on the plane. Most people dress for the airport, not the flight. They wear stiff jeans, belts, tight waistbands, and shoes that look fine walking through the terminal but become torture after 4 hours in a seat. Your flight outfit should prioritize circulation, temperature flexibility, and comfort without looking like pajamas. Tight waistbands restrict blood flow and digestion. Belts dig in when you sit for hours. Stiff fabrics do not breathe and trap heat. Instead, choose soft pants with elastic or drawstring waists, layers you can adjust as cabin temperature changes, and slip-on shoes that let your feet expand slightly without cutting off circulation. Compression socks are not optional. They are one of the most effective tools you have to prevent swelling and reduce the risk of deep vein thrombosis on long flights. You do not need medical-grade compression unless your doctor recommends it. Mild to moderate compression socks designed for travel work well and are available in styles that do not look clinical. Put them on before you leave for the airport, not once you board. They work best when worn from the beginning. If your feet tend to swell even on short flights, this one change makes a significant difference. Carry a light scarf or wrap even if you are not someone who usually gets cold. Airplane cabins swing between too warm during boarding and too cold once at cruising altitude. A scarf gives you adjustable warmth for your neck and shoulders without adding bulk, and it can double as lumbar support or a pillow supplement if needed. Avoid wearing new shoes on a long flight. Break them in first. Your feet will swell slightly even with compression socks, and tight shoes become painful. Hydration is the third key, and most travelers misunderstand it completely. They either avoid drinking water because they do not want to use the bathroom, or they drink only coffee and alcohol and wonder why they arrive feeling terrible. Your body loses moisture faster in the dry cabin air of an airplane, and dehydration increases fatigue, headaches, stiffness, and jet lag. You do not need to drink constantly, but you do need to drink consistently. Aim for about 8 ounces of water every hour or two. Bring an empty refillable water bottle through security and fill it at the gate before boarding. Relying on the small cups from drink service is not enough. Coffee and alcohol both dehydrate you further. That does not mean avoid them entirely, but if you drink coffee, follow it with water. If you drink alcohol, match it with even more water. One glass of wine might help you relax, but 2 or 3 will disrupt your sleep cycle, worsen dehydration, and make you feel worse when you land. The bathroom concern is real, but using the bathroom 3 or 4 times on a 10-hour flight is healthier than sitting still and dehydrated the entire time. Movement is good. Avoiding movement to avoid inconvenience works against you. The fourth area is food, and what you eat on the plane affects how you feel for the next 12 to 24 hours. Airplane meals are high in sodium, low in nutrients, and designed for shelf stability, not your digestion. Eating everything they serve because it is included is a mistake. Heavy, salty meals make bloating worse and interfere with sleep. If you can, eat a balanced meal before you board. Once on the plane, be selective. Skip the bread and heavy starches. Eat the protein and vegetables if they look reasonable. Avoid eating just because it is mealtime. Eat when you are actually hungry. Bring your own snacks that will not spoil and do not require refrigeration. Nuts, protein bars, dried fruit, and dark chocolate travel well and give you healthier options when you need energy. Avoid salty snacks like chips and pretzels. They taste good in the moment, but increase water retention and make swelling worse. If you have dietary restrictions or preferences, do not rely on airline special meals unless you have no other option. They are inconsistent. Bringing your own food gives you control and comfort. Sleep is the fifth challenge, and it is where most economy passengers struggle the most. You are not going to sleep like you do in a bed, but you can rest enough to arrive functional if you prepare correctly. A good neck pillow matters more than most people realize, but the cheap inflatable U-shaped ones do not provide real support. Look for memory foam neck pillows that keep your head from falling forward or to the side. Some designs wrap further around to support your chin. Test the pillow at home before you travel. If it does not keep your head stable while sitting upright, it will not work on the plane. An eye mask blocks light from screens, cabin lights, and sunrise on early morning flights. Even if you do not think you need one, bring it. The cabin is never fully dark. Earplugs or noise-canceling headphones reduce engine noise, crying babies, and conversations around you. If you use headphones, choose over-ear styles that do not press into your ears for hours. In-ear options work for some people but become uncomfortable on long flights. Background sound like white noise, soft music, or sleep stories can help you relax more than complete silence. Avoid sleep medications unless you have used them before and know how your body reacts. Prescription sleep aids can leave you groggy for hours after landing and may increase circulation risks on long flights. Over-the-counter options like melatonin work for some travelers when taken about an hour before you want to sleep, but start with a low dose and test it before your trip. Natural sleep is always better if you can manage it. Relaxation, darkness, and a supported position are your best tools. Write yes in the comments if you have ever arrived somewhere exhausted because you could not sleep on the plane. You are not the only one. Movement is the sixth essential strategy, and it is the one most overlooked by older travelers trying not to bother anyone. Sitting in one position for 6, 10, or 12 hours puts you at risk for stiffness, swelling, and circulation problems. You need to move your body regularly even if it feels inconvenient. Every 90 minutes to 2 hours, stand up and walk to the back of the plane or up the aisle. Stretch your legs, roll your shoulders, and move your ankles in circles. If the seatbelt sign is on or the aisle is blocked, do seated exercises. Lift your heels and toes alternately to flex your calves. Rotate your ankles, squeeze and release your leg muscles. Roll your neck gently and stretch your arms overhead if space allows. These movements are not optional luxuries. They keep blood flowing and reduce the risk of clots and stiffness that make the first days of your trip harder. Do not wait until you feel uncomfortable. Move before the stiffness sets in. If you feel self-conscious, remind yourself that your health matters more than what strangers think. Most passengers are not paying attention, and the flight attendants see people stretching on every single flight. The seventh secret is managing your carry-on bag strategically. Most people overpack their personal item and then spend the flight digging through it or cramming it under the seat where it reduces legroom. Instead, pack a small, organized bag with only what you need during the flight. Keep it light and accessible. Essentials include your water bottle, snacks, medications, phone charger, headphones, eye mask, neck pillow, compression socks if you are putting them on mid-flight, lip balm, moisturizer, and any entertainment you want. Everything else goes in the overhead bin. If you are carrying medications, keep them in your personal item, not your checked luggage. Bring more than you need for the flight in case of delays. If you use a CPAP machine or other medical device, confirm ahead of time that it qualifies as a medical carry-on separate from your normal baggage allowance. Know your airline's policy before you arrive at the gate. Your skin and moisture levels are the 8th area. Cabin air is extremely dry, and after several hours your skin, lips, eyes, and nasal passages feel it. Bring a small moisturizer and lip balm in your carry-on, and use them every few hours. If you wear contact lenses, consider switching to glasses for long flights. Contacts dry out and become irritating. If you must wear them, bring re-wetting drops. A small saline nasal spray helps if your nose becomes uncomfortably dry. These are small comforts, but they prevent irritation that makes a long flight feel even longer. Skip heavy makeup if you normally wear it. Your skin needs to breathe, and makeup clogs pores and feels uncomfortable after several hours. A light moisturizer and sunscreen if you are sitting by a window is enough. You can refresh once you land. Entertainment and distraction are the 9th consideration. Boredom makes flights feel endless. Download movies, shows, podcasts, or audiobooks before you leave home. Do not rely on in-flight entertainment systems. They are often outdated, limited, or broken. Bring your own content on your phone or tablet and keep it charged. A portable battery pack is worth the space in your bag. Load a variety of content because your mood will change during a long flight. What sounds interesting at hour 2 might not work at hour 8. Bring a paperback book or e-reader if you enjoy reading. Screens can strain your eyes after a while, and a physical book gives you a break. Puzzle books, journals, or simple games also work. The goal is to have multiple options so you are not stuck staring at the seat in front of you or watching the flight tracker obsessively. The 10th mistake is ignoring your ears during takeoff and landing. Cabin pressure changes can cause discomfort or even pain, especially if you have sinus congestion or ear sensitivity. Chewing gum, yawning, or swallowing during ascent and descent helps equalize pressure. If you are congested, consider a decongestant before the flight, but check with your doctor first, especially if you have high blood pressure. Some travelers find earplugs designed for flight pressure helpful. They slow the pressure change and reduce discomfort. If you feel pain, do not ignore it. Try the Valsalva maneuver. Close your mouth, pinch your nose, and gently blow until your ears pop. Do not blow hard. Gentle pressure is enough. If pain persists after landing, see a doctor. Ear injuries from pressure changes are rare but can happen. The 11th strategy is planning your arrival. How you spend the first few hours after landing affects how quickly you recover. If you arrive in the morning after an overnight flight, resist the urge to nap for 4 hours. It will destroy your adjustment to the new time zone. Instead, get sunlight, move your body, eat a light meal, and stay awake until at least early evening local time. Sunlight helps reset your internal clock faster than anything else. Walk outside. Sit in a park. Do not stay in your hotel room with the curtains closed. If you arrive exhausted, a short 20-minute nap is acceptable, but set an alarm. Anything longer turns into deep sleep and makes adjustment harder. Hydrate as soon as you land. Drink more water than you think you need. Eat something light and balanced. Your digestion is off after a long flight, so avoid heavy or unfamiliar foods immediately. Give your body a few hours to recalibrate. The 12th key is understanding that not all long flights are equal. A 10-hour flight leaving at night is different from a 10-hour flight leaving in the morning. Overnight flights align better with your sleep schedule if you can rest on planes. Daytime flights are better if you cannot sleep sitting up, because you are awake anyway and you arrive tired enough to sleep that night. When booking, consider departure time as seriously as price. A flight that costs $50 less but leaves at a worse time might cost you 2 days of recovery. Layovers also matter. A short layover sounds efficient, but if you are over 60, a longer layover lets you stretch, walk, eat a proper meal, and reset before the next flight. Rushing through connections increases stress and physical strain. If you can choose a 3-hour layover instead of a 1-hour layover, the extra time is worth it. Use that time intentionally. Walk the terminal. Find a quiet gate and do stretches. Eat something healthy. Hydrate. Arrive at your next flight feeling better, not worse. The 13th and final secret is mindset. Long flights are uncomfortable. Economy seats are not designed for your comfort. Airlines are not going to change that. Frustration and resistance make it worse. Accepting discomfort without letting it control your mood makes the experience manageable. You are choosing to fly because it gets you somewhere worth going. The flight is not the destination. It is the cost of access. Prepare your body, bring the tools you need, and focus on what you can control. The lesson across all 13 strategies is this: surviving a long flight after 60 in economy is not about luck or toughness. It is about decisions. The seat you choose, the clothes you wear, the food and water you consume, the movement you prioritize, and the way you prepare all add up. Small, smart choices compound into arrival that feels manageable instead of miserable. Most travelers do not plan for the flight. They plan for the destination and treat the flight as something that just happens. That is the mistake. The flight is part of the trip, and it deserves the same intention you give to choosing your hotel or activities. Subscribe if you want more practical advice for traveling smarter and more comfortably after 60. Before you go, write in the comments one strategy from this video you are going to use on your next long flight. Other travelers are reading and learning from your experience too. Safe travels.